Welcome back to Learning the Tarot. Today we are talking about the Queen of Wands. So once again, Wands seems to be really about career and ideas and creativity and stuff like that. And so it's kind of continuing along with that, really. This is the thumbs up card, basically the go-ahead for whatever your kind of creative or career endeavor is. Having confidence and just like this command as you go is really like in the forefront. Once again, these cards, the last two and the next one are all of like the people. So it's like, well, if it's a person in your life, it's like the leader and like a boss of some kind. And they're not a bad leader, they're just a leader. Like there's certain people that like, it doesn't matter what position they are in a company, they are like just a natural leader. And like, if anything happens and you need someone to take charge, they just do it. And like, it's not like a pushy way, it's just like, they know how to do it. It's just natural to them to just take that role. Honestly, I kind of think of like the older sister kind of thing where like normally they kind of take people under their wing and they just do what needs to be done. And it's the confidence with it as well. Like you need to be confident in what you're doing and not trying to be that way, like it just comes natural to you. The way the Idiot's Guide to the Tarot described this, because they don't have it for all of the cards, it's really only the 4 at the end of whatever the suit is, but they start to attach a zodiac sign. And so for this one, it's Leo, and like truly this is accurate. Because when you see the memes for Leos, since my husband is a Leo, I've really paid attention to how much it's usually not accurate. Like whenever they talk about the other signs, 90% of the time we can appreciate the good and the bad of each, but Leo tends to just get sucked into like one archetype, and that is like that it has to be about me, I have to be the center of attention, drama queen 101, okay? But there's another side to Leos, and this card, I feel like it puts that type of energy perfectly. Also, you could kind of compare it to like the Hogwarts houses. This would be the Gryffindors. Loyalty, confident, natural leaders. If you need somebody in your corner, that's the person that's going to be there. Whether you look at it from the Leo standpoint, because that's what they do, or you look at it from the Gryffindor standpoint, again, also what they do. Because like, you're enthusiastic, you're confident, but also you're kind and you're helpful. You're kind and you're confident in whatever you're doing. But you still have that commanding, like, leadership vibe to you. And it's not a bad thing. It can be a little intimidating to some people, but it's not a bad thing. The reversed is taking that concept and then we look at the memes of everything that is Leo. Because I feel like this is all of the negative traits associated with Leos. This is gotta be center of attention, insensitive to other people's problems. It has to be all about me kind of energy. This is also the bossy, gossip, just again, all of the bad traits. Can be impatient or arrogant when it comes to just handling their existence. Instead of the kind leader, they're the like boss that has to micromanage every little thing that you're doing. They're the boss that if they say to come to my office, you're completely convinced you're gonna get fired or written up for something that's really stupid. And like they're going to pick favorites, and you are always going to be wrong, they will never be wrong. Like that type of energy is what it feels like for this card to be reversed. Like you're temperamental, you're moody, and like everyone has to walk on eggshells around you if it's reversed. Like all of the good traits are now flipped on their heads. And again, like I said in the last one, Idiot's Guide always reminds you that you can have the power to switch this. You can, if you have this reversed, flip it on its head and go back to being a good leader, a good Leo, a good Gryffindor. But you have to put in the work to do that. So the best like example that I could think of for this is like to compare like Regina George from Mean Girls. Compare her and how she is and her attitude towards life compared to like Hermione, who honestly I feel like she's a better representation for Ravenclaw than Gryffindor, but like whatever. So like comparing those two, look at how Hermione is the one who can be the leader when she needs to. She can get the stuff done that needs to be done. People come to her for advice. Like, she can lead in her own way. Like, she doesn't necessarily do it the same way as, like, Harry Potter or Ron even, but, like, people go to her for advice. They go to her as a leader in certain ways. And I think that's fine, because especially, like, with the Queen of Wands, a lot of this has to do with the mind and creativity and communication, so, like, Hermione's a real good option for that. And then you have Regina George, that is all about her and self-centered and has zero problem being one of the, like, plastics of the school and doesn't care who gets hurt. She only cares about herself and really, like, just all of the things that we hate from, like, those girls from high school. Like, that is this card reversed. Of course, there's probably plenty of other good options. And again, this is one of those cards that it could represent a person. This would be like a boss. I don't, like, they really didn't say it was like a motherly type. I think it's more of like the strong, like, female leader. And so, like, this would be like a good businesswoman, like maybe a lawyer. I don't think they ever actually included that as an example, but I feel like that would be the type. Quick with their tongue, they know their stuff. I mean, to be a lawyer, especially a woman lawyer, like, you have to know your stuff because people are going to assume you know nothing. And, like, you have to have a presence about you. And it's not like an arrogance to it, it's just that you know your stuff. And so, like, people will come to you for advice. Obviously, like, if you were a lawyer, they would do that. But, like, it's not the motherly advice either. It's definitely, like, business type. Which is why, again, I think Wands is really just, like, the career suit. And maybe that's because for me, like, creativity, communication, and career are all, like, the same thing. And so for me, it's like, oh yeah, creativity, career, yeah, same deal. Because I'm an author and I do this. So, like, communication and creativity, because having a video every single day takes a little bit of creativity involved. Writing a book is creative, but also a career. Like, there's a lot of it that overlaps for me. And so for me, like, it's all about, like, career. But for other people, it might be other things. It also seems to be the suit of journeys as well. But I feel like for this card, it might be more of, like, so again, really your career stuff. Like, becoming a leader, being confident in what you're doing. Not necessarily, like, the beginnings with, like, the page or the knight. Like, at this point, you kind of would know what you're doing. So anyways, again, I don't really like to use the idea of it being a specific person in your life, because that's, like, way too vague usually, and, like, it's going to be clouded by your perception of them, because some people would definitely see themselves as the queen upright when in reality they are totally the queen reversed, or maybe a different card entirely that we haven't covered yet. I just don't like the idea of it representing, like, a specific person. It just feels really weird. The reading should be about you, I feel like. But also, again, I'm still new with the tarot, so we'll see. And any of the readings I've done for the past, like, 13 going on 14 years have always just been focused on me, my life. I don't feel the need to, like, inject myself with other people's situations and their thoughts and ideas. I can only change me, so I don't see a point really in, like, having it represent other people. It most might, I don't know, like, that's the thing. It's like, I don't like the idea of it representing somebody. If anything, it'd be like, just have that position in a spread represent the person, and then whatever card comes up, comes up. Not necessarily, oh, this card come up, so now it's a person. It just feels kind of weird. So anyways, those are my thoughts on the Queen of Wands. I would love to hear your interpretations of this card in the comments down below. Huge thank you to my patrons. I'll have their names here on the screen. If you'd like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like and subscribe. I post every single day, and until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed to be.